Hello, and welcome back to another Bolts Analysis 2020 Tampa Bay Lightning preview as we look through how the Lightning are doing and indeed how the rest of the league is doing. And we have a midnight puck drop against the Philadelphia Flyers. Philly are a bit of an odd one in my book. They're not doing badly. I think they're having a better season than last year. I think they're more consistent than last year. I think they've definitely sorted out the goalie situation. Last year, I think they got through some ridiculous numbers, something like 7 or 8 different goalies. That's not going to get you in the playoffs. This year, they seem to have settled on mainly kind of Hart, but a little bit of Ryan Elliott, someone Elliott. I should really learn his name. But Carter Hart is the main guy. He's a funny one because he's definitely get some great saves, but there's some goals he's just let in recently where it's gone under his arm, where he's not quite been in a position. And you just kind of think, he's still got a lot to learn. He's a young lad. He'll get there. But Philly are on 52 points. They need to win this more than we do. Ultimately, if they lose, they could easily find themselves out of the wildcard spots with a simple, one team wins. I think Florida win, they'd overtake them. Columbus wouldn't quite overtake them, but it would be close. They'd be level on points. And even the Rangers might start to close in. So, this is one that Philly need to win. I'd like us to win. 10 wins out of 10 would be fantastic. But at the same time, at some point, the winning run has got to come to an end. So I won't be heartbroken. I'll just be sort of mildly annoyed and grumpy because I have to work tomorrow. I think the one thing as well that Philly kind of just, need to work on, just maybe a bit more oomph. I just feel like Philly are competitive, but there's not really been a team that they've blown away. I think they beat Toronto 6-1 at one point, but they need to just take on, ideally, a Metropolitan team. Well, my tablet got excited there. They ideally need to take on some Metropolitan team, preferably Pittsburgh, because that would really get their morale high, and just whack them. Put 5 or 6 past without any hint of reply. And then I think people would start to go, ooh, Philly might get further than the first round of the playoffs. Because I think, at the moment, even if they did make that second wildcard spot, they'd either be going up against Boston, or they'd be going up against Washington, and I wouldn't rate their chances. Looking elsewhere, we had 3 results from last night, and 1 result already from today. Penguins beat Avalanche. Despite Matt Murray having a bit of a howler with that dump in that, I don't know, odd bounce or just bad reflexes. Either way, not his finest moment. But other than that, I thought he played quite well, and I think Pittsburgh got a good result there. Colorado will be a little bit annoyed they couldn't get it done, but a point is better than nothing. Certainly better than the Coyotes, who not only lost again to Carolina, but got shut out again. 2 shutouts in a row. That road trip's starting to become rather hellish for Arizona. They need to fix that quick. You can't keep getting shut out and expect to, be atop the Pacific. In fact, I think at this rate, Arizona might find themselves 3rd in the Pacific, because I think one of Calgary or Edmonton has to overtake them, because Calgary and Edmonton are playing each other tonight. So this has already been a bad weekend for Arizona Coyotes, but a good weekend for the Canes, who keep themselves, quite cemented in that first wildcard spot. Shouldn't get overtaken tonight or even tomorrow. I think the Canes are playing again tonight. They've got Wednesday night against the Kings, so chance for the Canes to improve. And the Red Wings won a game. Hurrah! It did need a shootout, and it was only the Senators, who aren't exactly the hottest team at all in any regard right now. I think that's their 6th straight loss. You've got to start somewhere if you're a Detroit Red Wings fan. This has been a very bad season, but a win here, a win there might not be, string a little bit of a run together and just don't finish last in the league. I think that's the main aim for Detroit at the moment. The playoffs aren't going to happen. That's fine. It's happened before recently, but just don't finish last in the league. Try and get above New Jersey, maybe Ottawa, the way Ottawa are going. Ottawa have another game tonight against the Montreal Canadiens. Is at Ottawa, and frankly, both of those teams need a win. Is it wrong that I kind of back both of them to lose? Obviously, one of them's going to win, but just at the moment, probably Montreal, but who knows? Like, neither team is in great form. That other result, the one that we had today, Canucks winning quite impressively in Buffalo. Big third period, scored 4 goals, 6-3 in the end. Buffalo's playoff hopes once again fading fast. Once again, they make a good start and then go off a cliff. The Canucks are in that wildcard spot in the Western, so yeah, they're turning that road trip around a little bit after the horror show against Tampa and the almost equally bad performance in Florida. The games on tonight. Bruins Islanders should be close. It's in Brooklyn, so not sure, to be honest with you. Probably Islanders. Probably. I can see it going to overtime. Let's put it that way. Devils Capitals. It's at Washington. That should be an easy win for the Capitals. The less said about the New Jersey Devils this season, the better. Kings at Canes. Should be a win for the Canes. Kings. I don't know. It's still kind of irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. And unlikely to beat Carolina. But I said that when they were playing Vegas and they beat Vegas. So who knows. New York Rangers at the St. Louis Blues. Blues should have enough. I'm still not completely convinced by the Rangers. There's no doubt in their offense, but the defense sometimes by the Rangers. There's a reason why we were able to put 9 past them in Tampa earlier in the season. Ducks Blackhawks in a classic battle of which one of us is having the worst year after having some good years in the 2010s. The 2020s have not got off to a good start for either Anaheim or Chicago. Oilers Flames. I want to give it to Calgary, but the Oilers are playing pretty good at the moment and even managed to win when they're being outplayed. So might tip Edmonton to sneak that in Calgary. I don't know. I've got a feeling that might not go the way that some people were expecting. Blue Jackets Golden Knights. Again, Blue Jackets playing quite well. Vegas need to stop this habit of just conceding, going behind by big margins. You can't keep going down 3-0 and expect to get something out of it, Vegas. But Columbus aren't really the sort of team that go 3-0 up. So I feel like Vegas will win that, but it'll be close. Stars against Sharks. I would expect the Stars to be a bit too strong for the Sharks. The Sharks are trying and can at least console themselves on the fact that they're better than either the Kings or the Ducks, but they still have obvious issues, particularly in defence. To put it this way, so the Sharks have lost 22 games in regulation. The Stars have only lost 14. So the Stars are pretty tough to crack, and I can't see the Sharks having enough. Maybe last year this would have been this. I think last year, if this had been the Western Conference Final, which it nearly was, I think it would have been a fascinating matchup. But these days, I think Dallas has the edge. So that's it. Yep, I will be listening to the game tonight, but I'll probably not off after the first period because, like I say, I've got work tomorrow. It is horrible weather outside, and it's hopefully going to be nicer tomorrow. Fingers crossed for 10 out of 10, but until then, remember, don't be silly when in Philly.